Hey artist, I am going to review this project, which is called the Paper Sculpture Challenge, and it is all about engaging in active and hands-on learning for art and sculpture. So you're going to be creating a lot of different versions of 3D work, so three-dimensional work. The fun part about this paper strip challenge is that you only need to choose one of the challenges to complete and submit, but you are more than welcome to do more than one. For your grade, you must submit at least one. So I'm going to go through all the different challenges you can choose from, and then it will be your responsibility to complete the challenge and submit it. All right, so a few things you're going to need for this project. You're going to need some colored paper strips. So I would recommend using a thicker piece of paper, kind of like maybe construction paper or cardstock. You're going to need liquid glue or a glue stick, a ruler in some of the challenges, and then some of the challenges also ask for large colored paper or white paper. You want to make sure that you avoid using really thin paper or copy paper. Now there's some prep work you're going to need to do before the project, which means you're going to need to make sure you have all your supplies ready. You're going to cut your paper into strips about 1 to 2 inches or so, depending on which paper challenge you are doing. You want to, again, avoid using really thin paper or copy paper. Around 1 inch wide is a good width. It doesn't have to be perfect, so you don't have to go out and totally measure every piece of paper you cut. But you want to kind of have it that 1 inch mark. Some may be a little bit wider than others. And then, of course, the lengths of the strip can vary, but short strips tend to be a little bit harder to work with. All right, moving on. So we've got some project directions. Now, after I'm done going over this video, I will upload the grading rubric, and then, of course, this video, the instructional video, will go here. Now let's talk about the Paper Sculpture Challenge guides. I included all of the different Paper Sculpture Challenge guides that you can choose from. Remember to only choose one challenge to complete for your grade. However, you are more than welcome to complete more than one and turn it in, but for your grade, you need to just complete one. So right now, I'm going to go over all of your choices. So the first choice you have is the roller coaster challenge, and this is where you will build the most thrilling roller coaster that you can using loops and supports. Your roller coaster should be continuous, meaning the first and last piece of your roller coaster should connect together. So if you see right here, it's kind of going in a circle, but wherever you start from is where you end from. All right, so there's some tips, right? If your roller coaster doesn't stay together after gluing, use less glue and hold together longer after gluing. Sometimes it's better if you just press for about 10 seconds when you're gluing. If your roller coaster starts to collapse, you're going to want to add extra supports. Don't forget to glue your strips to the base every once in a while. So if you're looking at this, notice some parts of the roller coaster have been glued down to this black piece of paper. All right, next challenge to choose from is the Heart Sculpture Challenge. In all of the sculptures, you will have the numbers of the different steps. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps for this one. For the Heart Sculpture Challenge, you're going to build the tallest freestanding tower that you can by using only hearts. Freestanding means able to stand on its own without you or anything else holding up. You're going to want to be creative. Not all hearts have to be facing up. Try upside down hearts or hearts on their side. Notice in step 6, when you go to measure it, you're going to use a ruler from the bottom all the way to the top of the heart to measure how tall your sculpture is. You should be making a tall freestanding heart sculpture for this challenge. Next is your chain link challenge. We have done chain links in class for art in years past, so hopefully some of you remember how to do it. Most of the time we've used tape, but this time you can go ahead and use glue stick or liquid glue. And you're going to build the longest connected chain that you can. So for example, this picture, it's showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain links. That's not very long. So you need to make a long chain link, as long as you are able to make. So however much supplies that you can use is how long your paper chain should be. It should definitely be longer than these 5 chain links. I would say at least 10 to 12 for your chain link paper challenge, right? You're going to want to make sure on step 6 that you measure your challenge. So if you look at step 5, you have your chain links right by your ruler, and you just kind of want to see how long it is. Okay, next one, Triangle Tower Challenge. The challenge is to build the tallest freestanding tower that you can with only triangles. So again, freestanding means you're able to stand on its own without anything else holding it up. So just like the heart challenge, you're going to be using triangles this time. Remember to look at the steps on the side so you know what to do. Then at the end, you have your ruler to check to see how tall it is. Be creative, right? So just like the hearts, you can have them upside down or on their side when you're building your freestanding tower. Another challenge to choose from is the octopus challenge, all right? So create an octopus by making a cylinder, then curling the tentacles and see how many you can make. If your cylinder does not stay together after gluing, remember you're going to want to put a little less glue and pinch and hold for like that 10 to 20 second time frame. Remember you have all your steps on the right side. You should make at least one of your octopus. If you want to make more than one, that is great. Next is the city challenge. This is the challenge where you create a cityscape using three-dimensional, so 3D cylinders and cubes. Nothing is flat. 3 dimensions, not flat, is measurable by height, width, and depth. So how tall something is and how wide something is, okay? And you'll notice you have all these steps on how to create the cylinders on the side and how to create your cubes. You're making a cityscape. So think about all the different buildings that you would see if you were looking at a city, or think about the Las Vegas Strip. Say you're on the mountain and you're looking down at the strip and you see all the different buildings and the sizes and the shapes. That's what you're doing here with the paper. Okay, next one is the Lion's Mane Challenge. This is where you're going to create a full mane for your lion using as many curled strips of paper as you can. Here is your finished product. You can use whatever colors you'd like for your lion mane challenge. Okay, remember all the steps are over here on the side. Next one, Paper Spring Challenge. So this one's really cool. I have not made one of these in a very long time, so it should be something fun to try out. But you're going to build the longest paper spring that you can. So if you see right here, this should be your end result. And it's really fun if you use 2 different colors of strips. That way it becomes a little less confusing when you're doing all the folding and the gluing and putting things together. So it's kind of like making an accordion or a paper fan in a way, but you're making a paper spring. All right. And that was the last challenge to choose from. Now remember, before you turn your artwork in, you want to make sure that you've looked at the grading rubric and you've done everything you're supposed to do. Please don't turn in anything incomplete. Remember, you only need to choose one of the challenges to be graded on. However, you may do more than one and submit a picture of them all. So real quick, you can choose the Paper Spring Challenge, the Lion Mane Challenge, the City Challenge, the Octopus Challenge, the Triangle Tower Challenge, Chain Link Challenge, Heart Sculpture Challenge, Roller Coaster Challenge. All right, so just make sure you choose one of those to complete and turn in. Don't forget to look at all of the steps on your paper challenge directions, and they have them all on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just depends on how many steps there are. When you're making those sculptures, you're trying to make them tall, okay? If you're making the chain link, you're trying to make it long. You don't want to be turning in little tiny things. I want you to really get creative and big with your paper sculpture challenges. All right, have fun. I'm super excited to see which ones you guys choose. Remember, you just need paper, glue, and a ruler, maybe some scissors for this assignment. Have fun.